To aerospace vehicle structures lab. So here in this particular lab we are going to do the first experiment, which is the Maxwell's reciprocal theorem. The aim of this experiment is to do the verification of Maxwell's reciprocal theorem, the deflection at various points. Okay, so now if you look at this particular equipment and the equipment, the material needed is nothing but a beam, which you can see over here, which is a mild steel beam, and you have loading hooks, and you may use dial gauge. And this dial gauge, if you can clearly observe this dial gauge, it has 100 divisions. Okay, so when you place this dial gauge on the beam and when you add the loads, this needle will deflect, and you can measure these divisions and write it as deflection in divisions. Later you can convert into mm. Okay, and apart from this, we have the loads that we use in this experiment. We use 3 different loads. Each load is of 200 gram loads. 200 gram, it weighs 200 grams. So therefore we use this in steps: step 1, step 2 and step 3. Okay, and now let us go with the experiment. But before we go to the experiment, so we should have some precautions. Okay, that when you place the needle over here, and you ensure that it should the tip of the dial gauge should touch the beam. Okay, just like this. And the second precaution is that when you place the dial gauge and the reading, it will show the random reading. Okay, so which you can see in this case, it is almost near 0. But if the needle is not near 0, then you have to adjust the dial gauge so that it reads 0 reading before you take any correct reading, actual reading. So therefore first we'll have to adjust up to approximately 0. Okay, and for this experiment we consider 2 points, and let us consider this point as A and this point as B, and these 2 points are situated at a distance of 330 mm from both the ends of the beam. Now the length of the beam is 1000 mm, and these 2 points are chosen at a distance of equidistance from both the ends, that is at a distance of 330 mm we placed. And at point A, in the first case we placed the dial gauge, and at point B we placed the loading hook. Okay, now for this position what we have to do is we have to make use of the loads. We have to place the load step by step, and we need to measure the divisions also, the deflection, right? So let's going to start the first experiment. And before we proceed with this one, let's make sure once the dial gauge is set to 0 degrees or not, whether it is touching the tip of the beam or not. So now this tip of this dial gauge is touching the beam, that is okay, fine. And then when we check the dial gauge reading, whether it is 0 degrees or not, so it is not at 0 degree, it is somewhat 95. Okay, now we have to adjust. And also we should not touch this experiment when you do the experiment. Now either you can adjust with little tappings like this, so that the needle will almost move to 0 degrees, which is shown like this here, or else you can slightly adjust this one. Right, now once you check the 0 reading, now you are going to add the loads. Okay, so as a first step in the case 1, let's add first load. Now here this pan weighs already 100 grams. I am adding another 200 grams, so total of 300 grams I am applying at point B. Okay, now once you apply this load, that needle deflects in the dial gauge, and you can see the dial gauge has moved from 0 and it has moved in anti-clockwise direction up to this range. So that is, you can measure manually, the 0, 10, 20 and 25 approximately. And after this you have to give little tappings, so that if any errors are present in the beam, so that will be nullified and the needle will set at one particular reading. Now if you can measure clearly, 0, 10, 20, and it is approximately 23. So 23, that is, there are 23 divisions over here in this particular dial gauge. Now that I have to note in the tabular column which is given. Okay, so serial number 1, how much amount of load I am applying? I am applying 200 grams. And what is the divisions I got? I got 23 divisions. And since there are 100 divisions in the dial gauge, we have to divide this 23 by 100. So therefore, I get 0.23 as the deflection for the case of 200 grams load. Okay, and in the second step, I have to add another 200 grams, so therefore load becomes 400 grams. And in the third case, I have to add another 200 grams, so the load becomes 600 grams. So for the 400 gram loads, again the procedure will be repeated, that the deflection is going to be find out, and another 600 grams, again the deflection is going to be find out. So that is case 1 when the load is applied at point A. Okay, so let's go with the 400 grams load as well as 600 grams load. Okay, now I am adding another 200 gram loads on the at point B over here. So I added, and you can see the needle is deflected further, and then you can give little tappings, okay, so that the needle will adjust at one particular point. Now you can measure the reading. Starting from 0, the needle moved in anti-clockwise direction, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 44. Okay, so now the dial gauge measured 44 divisions. So for 400 grams, dial gauge divisions are 44, and when you convert into deflection in mm, you get 0.44 mm. Right? Now let's go with the third loading, that is 600 gram load. So another load, I am going to add this another load at the same point. Now the total load becomes 600 grams. So when we add 600 grams, again the needle will deflect further. Again we need to give little tappings before we take final reading, and then you can start measuring the reading. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, and it is approximately 66. Okay, now for the 600 gram loads, dial gauge divisions are 66, and when you convert into mm, it will be 0.66. So this is the case 1 when the load is applied at point A. Now in the case 2, we are going to interchange the positions of dial gauge as well as the loading hook. Now earlier we kept the dial gauge at this particular point, that is point A, and in the next we place the loading hook over here, that is at point B. Okay, so now we have interchanged. This is case B where dial gauge we kept at point B, whereas the loading we are giving at point A. Okay, now again before we take the readings, we have to ensure 0 reading on the dial gauge, and again we have to ensure the tip of the dial gauge has to touch the beam. Okay, like the orientation which we shown over there. Okay, now we ensure that 0 degrees, approximately 0 degrees. Now then we are going to add the loading. Now I am going to add 200 gram loads first as step 1. So I am added 200 grams loads over here, and you can see the dial gauge reading over there. Okay, and the dial gauge reading, and before you take final reading, you have to give little tapping so that it will adjust at a particular point. Okay, now you can see the dial gauge readings, that is starting from 0, it moved in anti-clockwise direction, 0 to 90, that is 10, 20 and approximately 22. Okay, now this reading 22 you have to note it down. Now so for the second case, for serial number 1, we have applied 200 gram load, and the deflection in divisions, we got 22 divisions. When you convert this into mm, the deflection is going to be 0.22 deflection. Right, now second case, we have to add another 200 gram loads so that we can measure the deflection. So let's go into add another 200 grams now. Okay, So I am adding another 200 gram loads. You concentrate on the dial gauge and how the needle is moving and how much divisions it is making. So another 200 grams I am adding. So the total load now becomes 400 gram loads. Now for that 400 gram loads, you seen the dial gauge has deflected, and before take the final reading, so we have to give the tapping so that it will adjust at a final deflection. Right now if you read 0 to 10, 20, 30, 40, and it is approximately equal to 43. Okay, approximately equal to 43. So I am writing for 400 gram loads, deflection in divisions is 43 and the load deflection in mm is 0.43. Okay, and the last case is to add another 200 gram loads. Okay, so that is 600 grams. So I am going to add another 200 grams. So we have added another 200 gram, and you have observed that the needle is deflected further and we have to take the reading. Before that again you give tappings. Okay, so you give tappings so that the needle will adjust at a final point. Now if you measure the reading 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and it is 64 approximately. So I am writing for 600 gram load, deflection in division is 64 and the deflection in mm is 0.64 mm. Okay, this is case 2. Now how the verification is done? For the same 200 gram loads, when in case A I got the deflection as 0.23, whereas when we interchange the load and dial gauge positions, for the same 200 gram loads I got 0.22 mm. So 0.23 and 0.22 mm is approximately equal. Okay, slight change in the deflections may be there because of the material or any kind of changes, or so you got approximately same. So therefore what you can write is deflection at A is approximately equals to deflection of B for 200 gram load, and then the Maxwell's reciprocal theorem is verified because you are getting the same deflection in both the cases. Same for another 400 gram loads. Again if you look at this one, you got 0.44 mm, 0.43 mm. Again it is same. And the last case if you take for 600 gram loads, again the load is deflection here it is 0.66 mm, 0.64 mm. So approximately equal, and then we can say that the Maxwell's reciprocal theorem is verified even if we interchange both the points. Okay, so that is what the Maxwell's reciprocal theorem verification, which is the first experiment in this lab. Right, so once the experiment is done, and before you proceed further, what we have to do is we have to remove the loads from this equipment. Okay, so remove the loads, and this offset this dial gauge from the beam so that the beam won't spoil. So you offset this one to some distance. Okay, so this is the final experiment. Now the applications of this Maxwell's reciprocal theorem, you can consider this on aircrafts, missiles or rocket components, wherein if you consider aircrafts, you will be having wing, and at various points different air loads will act different at different points. Okay, so by using this Maxwell's reciprocal theorem, one can verify the load has how much amount of load is applied and what is the deflection at various points. So that you can do using Maxwell's reciprocal theorem.